And this is just a welcome meeting for the first time this semester of 2025 for public economics. As I said, my name is Prof. Zurika Robinson, and with me I have my colleague, Ms. Balisa Mpofu. Our module leader is on study leave, so we are here to just welcome you and make you more comfortable on the MyUNISA site. That was the idea with the class. And also to discuss maybe the discussion forum activities which are so important in this module so that you can get a better idea of what's going on. So without any further ado, let me share the MyUNISA screen if everybody can see it. Let me just. Can you see there? Okay. Okay, good. What I'd like you to show is that we changed our picture this semester a bit. We hope you're going to be as excited as us about the public economics. And you'll see that in the announcements, we even speak about the budget speech that's here read in South Africa, in Cape Town by the Minister of Finance. And you can go to the National Treasury site, and I see you can even stream it live from 2 o'clock. I'll show you quickly how that works when I'm done. Excuse me. First of all, what we talk about is additional resources. Very important that you take a look at your additional resources. Your tutorial letter 101 by now, you know it gives you your information of all the assessments that's going to be done, how much it counts. You will see that we've got 3 assessments during the semester that each counts 20%. It counts up to 60%, and then your so-called exam or portfolio, your summative assessment, counts the rest. That is 40%. In the announcements, you'll see that our module leader, Mr. Charles Leotlela, made already a welcome address, and he said, we emphasize it that please read that tutorial letter 101 because it gives information even about the library also that you can use, that give you info on how you can go and search for sources to actually answer questions, because the answers does not just come from the textbook. You have to use other sources also with that, please. So the weekly activities will contribute towards a reflective journal in the portfolio, and you'll also have an essay that you will have to do for that 40%. But we will provide more information as we go along in the semester. Additional resources are also for offline purposes. I'll just show you. Let me just go to announcements again. Welcome message. Let me show you the additional resources. There is the tutorial letter anyway, which you must have received. Then there's the Harvard referencing style that we use. That is for academic or scientific writing of the activities. There's a few video clips that I made. They might be old, but some of them are still relevant, which you can go and look at, especially if you want to understand Pareto optimality. And then we've got a glossary with a few words in Northern Sotho, Zulu, and Afrikaans, just to give you an idea of what the module is about. We've got some lecture notes just to show you the diagrams, especially if you want to use them. And then the different lessons that you can download, as I said, for offline purposes. We've got an extra library info document that gives you all the information that you need about the library. And then very important, take note that that last assessment we use Turnitin, it's not a mechanism, it's just to see what your similarity index is. It goes hand in hand, yes, with plagiarism, but it's more about how similar your writing is to other sources that you are using. And the user guide is there, and this is for the last assessment, please. It might be that we use it earlier, but I think that is mostly for the last assessment. Ms. Wolfo, is that right?
That's correct, Prof.
No. Okay, so going back, let's just see here the announcements. Go back to the welcome message. What I would like to show you is then lesson 1. Just to go to lesson 1. You will see there's the content. And that is the lessons that you're basically downloading under additional resources. The content comes from the textbook, and we are using the 8th edition, although I suppose you can use earlier editions. Just take note that the numbers and statistics will be different. From the 8th edition, this is the most recent edition. It also gives more in terms of regulatory reforms like laws and things that have changed. So anything that have changed will show in the 8th edition. And then I've just put in also from a textbook, the core economics textbook, a little bit about Pareto. It was an Italian economist, what he wrote about, and you can go and take a look at what did he say exactly about public policy for fairness and efficiency. And this go hand in hand with Pareto optimality, with that activity. So coming to the activity, I see some of you have already started posting. That is good. Before you go on, I just want to show you quickly something before we go on with this. What is very important is under announcements to, if you can, please take this compulsory academic integrity course for all undergraduate and postgraduate students up to level 8. please, if you can log into that, we have a shared mail box. If you have problems logging into that course, please email us at ECS3704 at unisa.ac.za. It is also in the announcements. Let me just see here. We do say it in our welcome message. There you are, ECS3704 at unisa.ac.za. So if you want it to do any or make any inquiries, please contact us immediately. Lesson 1, to come back to the activity. It basically says add a maximum of 200 words in terms of redistribution and Pareto optimality. Reply on the forum under activity 1. And I actually made an activity, but I see some of you added discussion topics. I did already go through some of your replies, and I also provided feedback. I say they search on Google Scholar. You can search on Google Scholar, but you can also use the UNISA library, which is a very reliable source. And use the Harvard method of referencing for any sources paraphrase. Now, paraphrase meaning writing in your own words. It's finding your own voice and citing those references, that reference list that you have at the end. You must also put in the text those sources, because we must know where did you get the information from. You can get ideas from AI, people. I'm not going to say you can't use AI or the internet. It's like telling you don't use the internet. So you can get ideas from AI, but we are immediately going to see if it is all American, because the spelling differs from South African spelling. For example, the Americans will, with labor or behavior, they will exclude the U of the spelling. So we will immediately see, but did this person now use a textbook? You can use your textbook. You're welcome to use your textbook, but please cite the textbook, the year and the page number, so that we can see where the information came from. So I go on and I say, this is so that you can learn how to write scientifically for the assignments. Do it first in Word and then post one discussion with 200 words in the forum with no attachments. Remember to keep all activity postings for the portfolio, please, because it is one of the parts in the portfolio for assessment 4. So I'm apparently not permitted to share, but I'm not going to share any of the lesson activities, because that you can do. You can go and read what your colleague's saying. Yes, there's a hand up.
In terms of the question for activity 1, does it just
Yes,
want us to explain Pareto optimality and redistribution? Is that the question? Any explanation
yes.
and understanding?
Yes. So basically, I saw that a lot of you go and explain what is redistribution, and it goes hand in hand with Pareto optimality. Okay, that you cannot make someone better off without harming someone else. Um, For example, progressive income taxes. You know, the higher income you get, the more you pay in terms of taxes, and the idea is then to redistribute it to lower income individuals to get equity. And that goes then hand in hand with Pareto optimality. Is that answering your question?
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, okay. Any other questions at this stage? So I will schedule meetings for the next, I will then, this recording will go on the under the announcements. I will post it under announcements. And please let me show you also the National Treasury site that I promised. Let me just come back. Can everybody see there?
Yeah, I can see.
Okay, great. If you go to the National Treasury site, and this is very important also for the rest of the public economics course, because it's all about government expenditure, the role of taxation. It is very microeconomics based. I have to emphasize that. But you'll remember some of the work from your second year microeconomics also. So some of the diagrams might look, and if you go and click on that link there you see, view the live stream of the budget speech 2025. So if you have time, around 2 o'clock, the budget speech is starting. You can go and listen on the radio also. And this is a very useful site because it has data also, data documents, etc., that you can use. And normally very easy just to go to. Let me just look at my notes where I've included everything that I wanted to say. Yes, that's it. So if you want to go and listen to the recording again, I will put it under announcements. Let me just close here. Stop sharing. Okay, so for the next 4 lessons, I'll be with you, and then Mr. Charles Leotlela will be with you then for the next 4 lessons. That's up to lesson 8. And Ms. Mpofu will be with you for the last lessons of the module. Any other questions still? Nothing at this stage.
I have a question.
Yes.
I joined a bit late, so I may have missed it.
Yes.
But I went through the tutorial later and I noticed that the portfolio accounts for 40% of the final exam mark.
Yes.
How is it split between the exam itself and the activities?
Yes, the activities, all those activities will count. I think it is 40 marks for the assessment, the last assessment. Okay. And 20 marks for all the activities and 20 marks for the essay. Does that answer your question?
That answers my question. Thank you.
Okay, okay, great. Anything else? Ms. Palisa, anything that you can remember?
Good afternoon and thank you, Prof. Good afternoon to the students. Welcome and thank you so much for availing yourselves this afternoon. I just have a reminder on a few issues that students should not forget, and they can refer back to this recording. The first that I would like to mention is that students are to log into My UNISA regularly to monitor the announcements on our site so that they don't miss out on important information. And then it's also good to log in regularly so that you can take part in the lessons on the discussion forum. And at the end of every week, we as lecturers will provide you with feedback on some of the common problem areas that students are struggling with, because sometimes you'll find that a student thinks that they're struggling with a particular learning unit on their own, and then you'll find that it's a common problem among other students. It's important for you to see that feedback as well, because it's going to help you a lot. And as Prof. Robinson mentioned, that you need to retain your responses from the lessons, because that is what you're also going to use for the portfolio assessment at the end of the semester. So please ensure that you commit to all of the lesson activities on My UNISA. Another important issue is the referencing. For the past 2 years, every semester, what I've noticed is that students struggle a lot with referencing and they end up losing marks unnecessarily. So we need to, normally the references count 10% towards your mark for the portfolio assessment at the end of the semester. So please refer to the referencing guide, download it, have a digital copy, just so that you can refer back to it, because I know that referencing can be quite tricky. And for assessment 4, we mark very strictly, because by then we expect that you have practiced referencing enough and that you can use the correct referencing technique for every source that you use. So let us try and spare those marks. Let's not lose them unnecessarily. Download the Harvard referencing guide. It's under additional resources on our site, because sometimes you'll find that your referencing could be a fine difference between a pass and a fail, and you don't want to fail because of a technicality like referencing. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yes, and that reminded me, at the beginning of March, I will hopefully have also a recording on academic writing. Also to make it clearer, like she said, there is already a guide that you can go and take a look, but I will also post a recording at the beginning of March for you under announcements. And I will post all these recordings also on announcements. Let me hear where are all the students from, because we are in Pretoria, but we assume you are in Pretoria, so please let us know, where are you from? Anybody? Durban.
Hi, my name is Benny Pokole.
Yes.
I'm from Boksburg in East Rand.
Yes, welcome.
Thank
Welcome
you.
so much. I see there's somebody from Johannesburg. Anybody else? Durban. Welcome, Rita. Groblersdal. And the Vaal, yes, that is where I am also from. Anybody else? I saw Brazzaville even. Yes, yes, the Congo. Can you believe it? But to all of you, a warm welcome. Thank you so much for
Yes.
attending this session. Yes, with us. And we hope you are going to enjoy public economics as much as we do.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. And that is basically the end of the session, and all the best with all those activities that you have to post. Remember, we can't give feedback on all of your discussions, but we will give, like Ms. Mpofu said, we will give feedback uh, under announcements, because we find that students have similar problems with the referencing. Okay, and keep well and look after yourselves wherever you are in this
Yes.
world.
Yes.
It is really raining here with us. It's now stopped a bit, but please keep healthy and keep safe. Thank you so much. Let me just stop the recording. Thank you, and enjoy the budget speech.
Yes, please do.
Good.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye.